Well, here's some truth. Gen X has delivered Donald Trump to the White House. My people. We came before the internet. Your people, too.
Boo.
Before we bubble wrap society, we shrug off most things. We aren't sure why everyone is offended by everything. We're all Hulkamaniacs. We took the reins of this election to steer America back on track and out of the BS. We love rebels. We love innovators. We love disruptors. Does this sound like anyone you know? From Gen X, the message is clear. We're not putting up with it anymore. So you're welcome, America.
All right, lots of Gen X disagreement. Go ahead.
You don't speak for Gen X. I prefer Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and any wrestler who's not Donald Trump. Hulk Hogan used the N-word.
Okay,
so
go ahead,
just to say.
Also, I heard what you're saying about X. I saw a survey this week. It's now the most ideologically balanced user platform.
Scott,
of any platform.
stop. It's too early. I just sat down. I've only been here for 2 minutes.
You cannot
continue to say
the show, but
you cannot say that.
So,
That's not the case. Who's the source?
I think he's right. I totally agree with what he's saying right there. I think CNN is just mad that X is becoming the media platform where everyone goes to get their news from, and the legacy media like CNN are losing viewership, they are losing rating, and they are really mad about it. And that's what you can watch in this clip.
What I find, we've reported it on this network.
It's not accurate, and you know it.
Okay, I'll let you make your statement.
Scott,
but my point is
can I reframe it a different way? Because the site changed radically, right? So whether you think the voices it is somehow more balanced now, that's fine. But no doubt.
Was it? No, I'm sorry.
There was a major institutional effort.
No, there was
to suppress
absolute dozens and
Was the
dozens
New York
of
Post thrown off Twitter?
They were, and then they. Scott, let me try again.
The story off Twitter.
Scott,
let's let Kara finish, because she's actually done. She's done the work.
It's really hard to deal with you.
You want to insult me? Go ahead.
No.
If you called Kentucky Fried Chicken and said, "I'd like to interview Colonel Sanders," now his face is on the bucket. He doesn't make the chicken anymore. In fact, he's not even alive anymore. This is what the Democrats are asking people to do. Vote for the face on the bucket. He was fine and he's strong.
It's actually funny to watch CNN get roasted by their own host. They are going mad over this.
And he's fine today. Nobody believes that. And I just think at some point, then why isn't he running?
It's organic. The entire Kamala Harris campaign has been organic. And so now we're...
What? Organic? This is the literal most manufactured presidential campaign ever. She didn't even run. Well, quite a few people will vote for Harris, so I think we should all open up a head examination doctor's office. We'll have plenty of people to...
In all those categories.
A lot of men think Democrats care more about dudes who want to become women than dudes who just want to be dudes. It's pretty apparent the disdain with which they hold half of the country in.
That's crazy, Scott.
I'm sorry. I'm just reading the journalism. I'm pro-journalist here. I'm reading.
He's just saying what everyone is speaking out loud. I totally agree with him.
Reading the journalism about Hunter Biden running the ship here. She's like a true double threat. You know, she's terrible on her feet when she gets unexpected questions, and simultaneously, she can't even answer the expected questions. You give me too much credit. I wish I had some billionaire friends. You know, what's a mistake you've made? Nothing. What's a weakness you have? Nothing. What's the first law you want to pass? Nothing. What's a policy difference between you and Joe Biden? Nothing. Over and over and over. Empty, empty, empty. If she were an animal, she'd be a duck-billed platitude.
But look,
it's a total... In Walls himself, who gave the most disastrous response to a question about his own dishonesty about being in Tiananmen Square that I've ever heard. Effectively, what he has said is, sorry, guys, I'm too dumb to tell the truth.
I like this guy. He tell everything like it is. He tell it straight. He's a straight up guy, honest guy, funny guy, and he is actually seeing through their bull. He's totally right.
In his own resume, and his answer was essentially, me no understand words good. I mean, he's a buffoon.
Kamala Harris and Tim Walz believes is that it's none of your business what women do with their body, and so stay out of our doctor's offices and stay out of our bed.
Well, I guess I'll have to speak up for the babies. They're not here to speak for themselves. The Lord have mercy.
I would like to go to DEFCON 1 with China, tariffs 400%, I brought it up, bring the Supreme Leader to Washington, or crush his economy until he has riots in the street for
Again,
food.
we've had strategies to deal with China.
No, we haven't.
Oh, absolutely, we have.
One administration since '99 has dealt with them.
I thought Trump was going to be tough on China. He had 4 years to do that.
He's going to get tougher.
I was going to say the
TPP. This is time to really put the
So is 35% tariff enough for China then? Because he says it's going to be 10% higher than Mexico and Canada.
No, it's not. Trudeau is at the end of his time. It's a parliamentary system. He's hated by his own people. He's got a few months left. Trump will not be negotiating with him. He's gone. This is like the end of the parliamentary systems like Britain. A few months ago, they whacked their PM.
Yeah, Kevin O'Leary is right about this. He sees everything that's going on correctly. I think he's totally right with his opinion about Trudeau here and what's the impact Trump is going to have on the Canadian economy in the future.
Trudeau he's irrelevant. So now Trump should actually bring down the Prime Minister in waiting, a guy named Pierre Poilievre. He's much more in sync with Trump. He's going to lift the ban on pipelines, eradicate no more carbon tax, and investing back in Canada. People want to invest there. And he's concerned about the border, concerned about fentanyl. He should go down to Mar-a-Lago now. Trudeau, irrelevant. Doesn't matter.
What does any of this have to do with starting a trade war? Like, why can't you develop relationships with our allies? It's not a trade war when you get in sync with these two economies. There's no way on earth we're talking about.
Yeah, I don't think Trump wants to start a trade war. That's not his goal at all. He's just a businessman. He wrote a book which is The Art of the Deal. It's just like making deal, and he's using all the levers that he has, in this case tariff, to try to make the best deal for his own people and his own country. So that's what I understand how it works. And Canada should get along with it.
Water, paper, power, cars, gas, oil, all coming from Canada. Massive trading partnership. No chance in hell there'll be a tariff.
Because, just finish the sentence, no chance because it would be damaging or
because
no
it's
chance?
A bad idea.
No, I just wanted to finish his idea.
A 25% tariff would devastate both countries. It's not going to happen. But the guy to be negotiating with is not Trudeau. He's a zero right now.
If you look historically speaking, Donald Trump is now under 50% in the national popular vote, barely under 50%, but he is under 50%. And I want to take a look and compare his popular vote victory to those historically speaking over the last 200 years. His popular vote victory ranks 44th out of 51. That ain't exactly strong. Some might argue that is weak, weak, weak in the words of Tony Blair. In fact, his popular vote win at this point is the weakest going all the way back. You have to go all the way back to 2000 to find a weaker one, a smaller popular vote victory than Donald Trump currently has. So, yeah, Trump has won the popular vote, but it ain't all that, my dear friend John Berman. Yes?
What do you mean it ain't all that? It was the greatest political comeback in American history, probably, and in the history of the world, probably, as well. What do you mean it ain't all that? Oh, man, these CNN hosts are mad about Donald Trump winning. They are mad, mad, mad.
And think about this. The challenge of sorting through them is mammoth. We had a hard time doing it in Iraq. Okay, our troops have had a hard time doing it in Afghanistan. Trying to ask them to sort through who's who and implement a policy like this, here in the United States is like nothing we've ever seen. Actually, I mean, hold on, maybe the only precedent we have is internment camps during World War II against Japanese Americans, but there's not a military precedent for sorting through who on the Upper East Side is an illegal and who's not. And you're asking a 19-year-old, right, holding a weapon, who signed up to serve his or her country, to thrust themselves into maybe the most fraught political topic that we've got in this country. People want a solution, but they don't necessarily want that one.
You've twice now insinuated that Trump's going to send the military to round up American citizens, which is totally false. There are 1.3 to 1.6 million illegal immigrants in this country today who have already received deportation orders from a court. You can start there. There's another population, as Mark said, that have either committed violent crimes in the United States or committed violent crimes where they came from. You can also do that. That has nothing to do with the people in your neighborhood, has nothing to do with the person in your office, and has nothing to do with whatever the hell you're talking about.
Yeah, I like him. He's speaking out the truth. He tells it like it is. And that's exactly what the new Trump borders are. Tom Homan said he's going to go after the public safety threat first. And the people who already receive a court order for deportation. And that's totally true. That's totally right what he's saying right there. And the CNN hosts don't want to hear it, unfortunately. They are mad about that.
It has to do with getting people out of the country who do not belong.
How are you going to deploy the military? Give me how exactly you would deploy an active duty military unit to respond to this crisis.
I would use the military in conjunction with local officials.
But what does that look
like? Local law enforcement, county sheriffs, people who know their communities, because I assume a lot of the local sheriffs and jailers are going to be the people who end up housing some of these folks before they are deported. But there has to be some...
What's the task and purpose? What's the mission for that young private? What is he actually going to be tasked to do? Guard a gate? Or is he going to be investigating?
I don't know. I wasn't elected
But you're sitting here on CNN saying we should do it. I think you should think out a little bit more about what they actually should be required to do.
Do not belong.
It sounds real good.
One at a time. Scott, quickly.
There are millions of people who came into the country illegally, who have already received deportation orders, or who have committed some other crime while they've been here. The fact that you want to leave them in place is mind-boggling.
That is not what I said. That is not what I said.
Let me ask the same question I asked Chuck.
Yeah.
What was the mandate from the election? As much as any issue, immigration was on the ballot. So what do you think the voters were saying on immigration?
I think the voters were saying do something about it. I think broadly across partisan lines, there is almost universal need for people to do something about it. What you do about it is a totally different story. Can I finish? Or are you guys going to jump in? I know this is like the normal thing around.
Inflation will go up. One of the reasons inflation has been lower in the last few years is that we've had a lot more immigration.
Did it go up when Obama deported 5 million people? I think concerns about this are overblown. We've got 1.6 million people with deportation orders right now and another violent population. I mean, I don't think that alone is going to drive up the cost of groceries in the short term, and people want it to happen.
You don't think mass deportations will affect the labor force or agriculture industry?
Or building houses to bring down
even if you're pro it, you have to consider that. I mean,
I think if you exit people that have already have deportation orders from the court, and you exit people who are violent criminals, that is in no way, shape, or form going to hurt the economy, but it just might make people feel a little safer about their communities.
Way more than that.
And obviously, Trump trusts him. And I do think Bessent has the ability to translate MAGA, to Wall Street audiences and to financial audiences. And that's a good thing. I mean, we live in a communications world. The policies are one thing, but then you have to tell people what you're doing, why you're doing it, and why it's good for the country. I mean, a lot of...
Yeah, I agree. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
What happens, I think, in the financial world is based on confidence. Do we have confidence in what the government is doing? Do we have confidence in the president and his team? This is obviously a confidence pick. And so I think it'll be good. I think in the first term, Treasury was one of his most successful cabinets. Set up to be another round of that in the second go-around, which is vital for him since he's an economic kind of guy.
Yeah, and
hold on.
Yeah, so people elected Trump into the White House, so they want to see the policies that Trump campaigned for be applied as well in their day-to-day lives. They want to limit illegal immigration. They want to afford their groceries, reduce the cost of housing, get a better job, get the economy back on track, and they want to stop war all around the world. They want to see their money used correctly for the good of their own. And that makes total sense when you see it like this. So Trump is the president-elect, and they should listen to Trump, to what he has to say, what he wants to do. That's the will of the people, basically.
There were plenty of people who were around that, and plenty of things in that are basic, standard Republican stuff, like, cutting the size of the federal government, reducing the size of bureaucracy. I mean, don't threaten me with a good time. I hope he does it, and I hope he's aggressive about it. And so this is not groundbreaking or stuff. This is what Republicans have wanted for a very long time. And Vaught is very skilled. He did a great job the first time around. I like that he's coming back. He knows, he knows where all the levers and knobs are, and he's going to hopefully execute on this agenda that not just Donald Trump has said he wants, that Republicans have said they've wanted for decades.
I mean.
Yeah, hopefully we will see if Trump is able to do exactly what he was thinking he wanted to do, what he said he wanted to do. We will see over the next month, we will see over the coming years, and we will cover it early on the channel. Thanks for watching and staying with me today. I hope you liked this video. Click right there to watch the next video, and I will see you there. Bye bye.